Hello students, with this lecture we are starting chapter 4 Animal Kingdom. In previous chapter, chapter number 3, you have studied about Plant Kingdom. So, in this chapter actually we are going to study about animals, their characteristics and classification in detail. First of all, some basis of classification. In spite of differences in structure and form of different animals, there are fundamental features common to various individuals in relation to the arrangement of cells, body symmetry, nature of cell, patterns of digestive, circulatory or reproductive system. So these are some basic features, characteristics of animals. These features are used as the basis of animal classification and some of them are discussed here in detail. Levels of organization. Though all members of Animalia are multicellular, as you know very well, all of them do not exhibit the same pattern of organization of cells. It means that the animals belonging to this kingdom Animalia, they are having different pattern of organization. Suppose for example, in sponges the cells are arranged as loose cell aggregates. They exhibit cellular level of organization. Some division of labor occur among the cell. It means that due to this division of labor actually they organize into tissues. In coelenterate, the arrangement of cell is more complex. Here the cells performing the same functions are arranged into tissue, hence is called tissue level of organization. So first pattern was cellular level of organization, simple structure in sponges, and this type of level of organization, that is tissue level of organization, observed in coelenterate. If we talk about higher level of organization, that is organ level, it is exhibited by members of Platyhelminthes and other higher phyla, where tissues are grouped together to form organs, each specialized for a particular function. So first of all basic, that is cellular level, then tissue level, and in higher level, higher animals, that is organ level organization is observed. In animals like annelids, arthropods, molluscas, echinodermatas and chordates, organs are associated to form functional systems, each system concerned with a specific physiological function, and this pattern is called organ system level of organization. So gradually from simple body structure to complex body structure is observed in animals. If one move from primary animals to higher animals, it becomes more complex, and in higher animals organ system level of organization is observed. Organ system in different groups of animals exhibit various pattern of complexities. If we talk about digestive system, in Platyhelminthes they are having only a single opening to the outside of the body. It serves as both mouth as well as anus, and it is called incomplete digestive system. Comparatively, in complete digestive system, it is having two openings, one as a mouth and another as a anus. Next system, that is circulatory system. It is also of two kind of circulatory system. First, open type of circulatory system. In this system, the blood is pumped out the heart and the cells and tissues are directly bathed in it. Second type of circulatory system, that is closed circulatory system, in which the blood is circulated through a series of vessels of varying diameters, and it is like arteries, veins and capillaries. So regarding circulatory system in animals, mainly two types are observed. It is open type of circulatory system or closed type of circulatory system. Next is symmetry. Animals can be categorized on the basis of their symmetry in animal classification. So it is one of the important feature of animal classification. Sponges are mostly asymmetrical. Any plant that passes through the center does not divide them into equal halves. So this type of body symmetry is known as asymmetrical body symmetry. When any plant passing through the central axis of the body divides the organism into two identical halves, it is called radial symmetry. So by radius it can be divided, that's why it is radial symmetry. Some of these animals, coelenterate, ctenophores and echinodermatas, they are having this type of body plan, it means radial symmetry. Animals like Annelida, Arthropoda and some other animals where the body can be divided into identical left and right halves in only one plane, they are actually having bilateral symmetry. Can you guess about human being, ourselves also? We also possess such a type of body symmetry, that is bilateral symmetry. Now let's study this some features of classification by studying figure. Figure number 4.1, A and B, it is regarding symmetry. In A figure you can see radial body symmetry. You can see here how body is divided through plane, that is on radius, and that's why it is known as radial type of symmetry. Second is bilateral symmetry. In this figure clearly it is observed that body is divided into two equal planes, right and left, and that's why it is known as bilateral type of body symmetry. So by studying this figure we can differentiate or compare radial symmetry and bilateral symmetry in animals. Next figure, that is about diploblastic and triploblastic organization. In diploblastic organization, that is figure A, and triploblastic organization, it is given in figure number B. During embryo development, this type of organization is observed and two or three types of layers are there, and that is known as diplo or triploblastic organization. First, diploblastic organization. In this figure clearly two layers are observed, ectoderm and endoderm layer, and mesoglea is observed. If we compare this figure with figure number B, that is triploblastic organization, here in triploblastic clearly three layers are observed, outermost ectoderm, innermost endoderm and middle one is mesoderm. So we can say in diploblastic organization two layers are there, ectoderm and endoderm, and in triploblastic organization three layers are there, that is ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. So this way we compare diploblastic and triploblastic body organization in animals. Now what is diploblastic and triploblastic organization? Let's discuss in detail. Organization in animals in which the cells are arranged in two embryonic layers. It means external ectoderm and internal endoderm. They are called diploblastic animals. Example, animals like coelenterate. An undifferentiated layer, that is mesoglea, that you have already studied in figure also, is present in between ectoderm and endoderm. Those animals in which the developing embryo has a third germinal layer, it means that ectoderm is present, endoderm present, as well as one more layer known as mesoderm in between the ectoderm and endoderm is present. It is called triploblastic animals. Animals from Platyhelminthes to chordates, they all are having triploblastic body organization. So this way, during embryo development, these animals either they may be diploblastic type of organization or they may be triploblastic. Next feature is coelom. Presence or absence of a cavity between the body wall and the gut wall is very important during animal classification. The body cavity which is lined by mesoderm is called coelom. Animals possessing coelom, they are called coelomates. Some examples like annelids, molluscas, arthropods, echinoderms, hemichordates and chordates. These all are animals, they are coelomates. In some animals, the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Instead, the mesoderm is present as scattered pouches in between the ectoderm and endoderm. So this is some different type of organization is observed in some animals where body cavity is not lined by mesoderm and instead mesoderm is present as scattered pouches. This type of body cavity is known as pseudocoelom and the animals possessing them, they are pseudocoelomates. Animals like Aschelminthes, they are having such a type of organization. Animals in which the body cavity is absent, they are called acoelomates. An example is Platyhelminthes. So on the basis of coelom, the animals are classified into three types: coelomates, pseudocoelomates and acoelomate animals. Segmentation is also one of the important feature. In some animals, the body is externally and internally divided into segments with a serial repetition of at least some organs. For example, in earthworm, the body shows this pattern called metameric segmentation and the phenomenon is known as metamerism. So such a type of feature or characteristics in animal, it is known as segmentation. This figure is actually diagrammatic sectional view of animals on the basis of coelom presence or absence. Figure A suggests coelomate type of organization. Here clearly you can see this cavity, that is coelom. In B figure, pseudocoelomate are there. In pseudocoelomate, the mesoderm like scattered pouches is observed. Such a kind of organization is known as pseudocoelom and animals are known as pseudocoelomates. In C figure, this is a category of acoelomates. So it is different than coelomate and pseudocoelomate. By studying all these three figures, we can understand organization of coelom, and on the basis of this, three types are there: coelomates, pseudocoelomates and acoelomate. Notochord is also one of the important feature. Neuroderm is actually mesodermally derived rod-like structure formed on the dorsal side during embryonic development in some animals. Animals which are having this notochord structure, they are called chordates, and those animals which do not form this structure, they are non-chordates. This all type of category of animals we are going to study in detail in this chapter. Human beings, they are also chordates. From porifera to echinoderms, they are non-chordate animals. Classification of animals. In this chart, we can take overview of classification of animal. Here different categories and their level of organization you can see, and on the basis of this they are classified into different phylums. First of all, kingdom is Animalia. It means that all multicellular animals are mentioned here. On the levels of organization, they may be cellular level or higher classes, tissue, organ or organ system level of organization. In cellular level organization, the phylum Porifera is there. They are primitive animals. In higher level of organization, that is tissue, organ or organ system, they may be radial or bilateral. In radial type of organization, two phylums, that is Coelenterata and Ctenophora animals are there. If you talk about bilateral type of organ system organization, they are again classified into different types. First, acoelomates means without body cavity. These are Platyhelminthes phylum. Second type, pseudocoelomates means with false coelom, and the phylum is Aschelminthes. And third, coelomates means with true coelom. Some phylums like Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata and Chordata. They all are of this kind of animals in animal classification. So by studying this chart, we can understand this all animals are classified on the basis of this feature or characteristics which have studied here, and it is now very easy to understand how at different level of organization different kind of animals from primitive to higher phylum they are arranged.